How you doing, guys? Welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently Friday the 22nd of June 2018, 23:47 GMT time. This is not going to be a long drawn out winded video, guys. I'm just going to quickly go through just what I think is going to happen next week, basically. And I'm just going to keep it quite short and quite brief. This is the September contract, futures contract for the dollar. So yours might look slightly different. Those who know, and have watched my videos, previous videos, the weekly look ahead videos, that I always use the futures contract. So if yours looks slightly different, it's fine. But the underlying price action is the same, so it doesn't really matter. Again, I'm going to keep it really brief, right? We've had this consolidation forever, and if you remember, I was doing videos around this sort of area here. Loads and loads and loads of videos, the challenge account videos, the fucking weekly look ahead videos. I was just doing videos, right? And I kind of stopped doing the videos before this happened, for lots of different reasons. But watch this space, guys. I'm telling you, watch this space. Come November, just trust me on this one. Just watch this space, But we had this really nice push away, from this consolidation. So it finally finds some legs and it starts to run higher, and look at what's happened in the last sort of 3 weeks. We grind higher, really nice steady grind higher, and it approaches these equal highs and creates another high. So you've got two highs here. Everyone's expecting this to kind of, get punched through. Obviously, some retail traders are expecting resistance, so maybe they're shorting up here. But look what actually happens. We finally get up there and it just rejects. And you've got a lot of retail traders, like I said, which would have been jumping into this short or jumping into foreign currencies long because it's coming up into resistance. And all this supply demand bullshit and fucking whatever, right? So it gets up there, rejects. They get a bit of follow through, and then it just immediately reverses. The next week, and then it just grinds straight up and it just takes out the highs and then rejects again. So actually think about what's going on there. Like really think about it. Look at it. Yeah. It's so hard to not see what it is that I'm about to describe. It starts here. We get this really nice steady grind higher. It almost takes out the high, but it doesn't, and it rejects. So a lot of people are thinking resistance. Yeah. They go short. They're rewarded for their short. Then the next 2 weeks, it goes up, it reverses. Yeah, people are still short because they've got short up here at the resistance, so they're still happy with their trade. And then the next week, it goes straight up there, takes out the highs, and anybody that went short here, and then fucking rejects. I mean, I'm saying nothing else, okay? I'm just going to leave it at that, right? So what does that mean now going forward? I said it in my tweet. I think we're going sideways a little bit. I don't think this is going to continue going lower. I think we're potentially just going to go sideways a little bit, or maybe just kind of grind up a little bit more. But my bullish stance still remains on the dollar. I don't think this is going down. I think it's the last month of the year. It's the last week of the month. So things might steady off just a little bit. But I think we're either just going to grind sideways, for the next week. And if we just drop down to the daily, I'll show you. I think we're just going to basically just stay in this area here. Or we're either going to challenge this high, or we're just going to kind of stay in this area, or maybe pop down. So really, we're kind of looking at this, I think. Okay, this is the range that I think the dollar's basically going to end up getting stuck in. 93.60 to around about sort of 95. So 93.60. Sorry, 93.60 to 95. All right, and I'll just zoom in so you can kind of see that this is where I think we're stuck. I don't think the dollar's going to come all the way down here and take out this low, and then start. I just don't. I think we're kind of in this range now for for the next week or so. Which means I'm probably going to end up looking for a scalp or something. Midweek, take my trade, take my money, and then just call it a week. Euro wise, pretty much the same. But obviously the inverse. I do think we're coming down here to fill in this inefficiency, maybe challenge this. But again, it all hinges on the dollar doing what it's doing. But sometimes the dollar can just stay in a consolidation. At the upper end of its bullish stance as it stands right now, which would be this area here. and allow the euro to just basically, you know, overreach a little bit, fill in its inefficiency, and then just come back into the range. So there may be a small short there. Pound wise, you know, if you look at the weekly, you know, this is the area where I believe the pound's going to end up. Just put it on the chart. It did try and come down there, but it's rejected. So I think this is just going to kind of, you know, model on down there a little bit, you know, just kind of punch through this, filling this very small inefficiency down here, and then maybe just go sideways. If you look at the monthly chart, you know, there's a lot of shit for this to go through, you know, before it resumes and resumes. I don't think that's the case. We've had this really nice, you know, really nice run higher. Oh, excuse me. Sorry guys, you know I don't script these videos. I'm just getting a bit tired. We had this really nice grind higher, you know, and there was a moment as well where this was actually going higher while the dollar was going higher, and sometimes it was going low and the dollar was, you know, going high. It was just fucked, you know, it's so decoupled and messed up. And you know, it kind of makes sense really if you think about how, you know, Brexit is and all the shit that's going on, and you know, it would make sense that the pound currency itself is kind of a little bit in turmoil. Not that that matters, like the numbers and the Brexit and all this other shit. They're just excuses, basically, for, you know, the markets to do what they really need to do, you know, which is basically get manipulated and rip people off. But you know, it would make sense that obviously the focus is going to be on the pound currencies and how they can be manipulated to, you know, you know, for the gain of the banks, really, you know, the bigger funds and stuff, and large money. But I'm not going to go too much into that. The point is, what do I believe is going to happen this week? Again, I think we're stuck between, you know, the high here and the low here. We're pretty much in the middle. You know, we may get a small little pop higher. I think effectively we're kind of stuck, I'd say about here, really, give or take. I think, you know, if it goes up, it's going to bump its head up against this. If it goes down, it's going to be bumping its head up against, or yeah, it's going to be bumping, you know, into this. So this area here and this area here, we're kind of stuck between two fractals, really. So, but I do think the ultimate target's down here. I think this is where price is going to be reaching for, and a very small inefficiency down here as well. So, you know, potential shorts on euro and cable, and that's about it, guys. Like I said, I don't want to drag this out too long. I will, you know, next week I'll kind of have a sit down. I'll do a good solid analysis video. We'll do some, you know, levels and sort of break things down a little bit like I've done in the past. But in the meantime, I'll leave it at that. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you all next week. All right, take care.